Living and non-living things.
We can find many things around us.
From mountains and oceans to plants and animals. The earth in which we live is made up of several things.
These things can be categorized into two different types: living things and non-living things.
Living things.
What are living things?
The meaning of living things is simply the things around us that are living, alive and breathing. Anything that has a fixed life cycle is considered to be a living thing. Some examples of living things are animals, plants, germs, fishes, birds, bacteria.
From the examples, can you see a pattern?
All the living things are nothing but organisms that interact with their environment to sustain themselves. Any organism that eats, grows, reproduces, and then eventually dies is called a living thing. Natural living things cannot live forever and must eventually perish. Characteristics of living things. Living things are made up of a cell or cells. They obtain and use energy to survive. Living things can grow. Living things can breathe. Living things need food and water. Living things can feel. Living things can reproduce by laying eggs or giving birth to their young ones. Living things can move. Living things can die.
Non-living things.
What are non-living things?
The meaning of non-living things is simply the things around us that are not living. Such objects do not possess life and don't have a lifespan or need food and energy as living things do. Non-living things merely just exist and share space in the world we call our home.
Non-living things can be categorized into two different types: natural things and man-made or artificial things.
Natural things. These are things that have formed and existed on their own forever. Some example of natural non-living things are rivers, oceans, mountains, hills, planets and stars. Man-made things. These are objects or items that have been made by humans. Their existence depends on humans. Some example of man-made things are bus, chairs, gadgets, cars, clothes. Characteristics of non-living things. Non-living things are lifeless objects that do not possess life. They are not made up of living cells and do not perform metabolic activities. They can't do anything without the help of human. They cannot travel from one place to another without the help of an external force.
They don't require nutrition. They do not reproduce. They do not die. They need to be destroyed using external force or must be consumed for the production of other items.
Difference between living things and non-living things.
1. Living things possess life. Non-living things do not possess life.
2. Living things made up of living cells. Non-living things made up of non-living cells.
3. Living things reproduce to keep the population going. Non-living things do not reproduce.
4. Living things are sensitive and respond to stimuli. Non-living things do not respond to stimuli.
5. Living things need nutrients and water to survive. Non-living things do not need such things to survive.
6. Living things express emotions and feelings. Non-living things do not have or express emotions.
7. Living things respire. Non-living things do not respire.
Let's do an activity.
Take 2 jars with tight-fitting lids. Make small holes on the lids of one jar. Label a jar with A and label the other bottle with B. Put a cockroach in each jars and close the lids tightly. Check them out after 4 to 5 days.
You will observe that the cockroach in bottle A is alive, whereas the cockroach in bottle B is dead. The cockroach in bottle A is alive because air enters from the holes of the lid so the cockroach could breathe. The cockroach in bottle B did not get any air to breathe, so it died.
So from this activity we learned that living things need air to breathe.
Let's see another example for non-living things.
As we can see in this room, there are a dog and a wardrobe. The dog can move by itself as it is a living thing, but the wardrobe can't. The wardrobe can only be moved if it's get forced by a living thing. So we get to know that the non-living things cannot move by themselves. Okay, children, do you have any doubts?
Yes, why are plants classified as living things when they cannot move?
Plants are classified as living things because they are made up of living cells and do show signs of growth. In fact, some plants even move.
Why is water a non-living thing?
Water is considered to be a non-living thing as, on its own, it does not have any life. It is a habitat for other life forms but is not an organism on its own. However, other life forms, such as fish and whales, do call it their home.
How do living and non-living things interact with one another in different habitats?
Living and non-living things interact with each other in every habitat. Air helps birds fly, while the water in the oceans helps aquatic organisms swim and sustain their lives. Us humans constantly interact with natural non-living things for sustenance. Both non-living and living things are equally important.
Let's take a quiz.
Now tell us whether the statement is true or false. A habitat includes both living and non-living things.
It's true.
All living things need water.
It's true.
Why is sunlight a need for animals?
To get energy and stay warm.
Which of the following is a living thing?
It's dog.
A squirrel is eating a nut. Which characteristic of a living thing is this an example of?
Eating.
Are plants and animals living things or non-living things?
living things.
How do we know that a plant is a living thing?
Plants change and grow.
Non-living things grow. Tell us whether it's true or false.
It is false. Thank you for watching.